Thank you, Petflow, for sponsoring today's episode. If you want to eliminate trips to the store to buy your pet's food, just go to Petflow and choose your favorite brand of food, and then tell them how often you want it to be delivered. Maybe every 2 to 3 weeks, for example. When you enter code ZACH30, you'll get $10 off your first 3 orders. So try it, see if you like it. Save time and know that you're making your life easier and you're supporting the dog training revolution. I'll have their link and coupon code in the description below. Right now, we're waiting on Luke, the German Shepherd dog. One of the things that people are really concerned about is that Luke tends to react towards people, like on a walk. And since he's such a big dog, a lot of people might be intimidated by him. I've never seen a German Shepherd dog with these types of markings, but apparently one of his parents was a white Shepherd, is that right?
Yes, he was all white.
Okay, and one of them was a more traditional looking?
Yes, a black with a little bit of brown on him.
What issues are you having?
It's like you're walking on eggshells with him when you bring him somewhere.
Okay.
You know, he's good. He's a really good dog, like at home and you know, even with people around, certain people I guess he doesn't like.
It's particularly common in a lot of dogs' genetics to just be wary of strangers, you know? It sounds like that's what you're saying. So even when I met him, I had to do a second take because I was like, okay, how is he? Because he was looking like, hey, I'm not gonna jump all over you and love you. I need to check you out first. And that's what was selected for when creating these. So that's one of their things. I don't think the protective behavior is necessarily bad. You just want to bring it down a few notches. While you certainly can't make him a dog that he isn't, I mean, he's probably always going to have a lot of that in him. What you can do is work on teaching him to be more tolerant around people and not quite so nervous or suspicious of other people. And one way to do that is to actively train around other people doing things that he likes. You can't just wait for walk time when you're out walking him to then train him when he starts to become nervous of someone. So you have to proactively go out of your way when you're walking with him to just kind of, you know, pick a spot, stay there for 5 minutes with a crowd of kids playing in the distance, for example. Work on training, work on play. Ideally, the thing to do is play fetch with him right before you take him anywhere in public. That means on walks where he's likely to encounter pedestrians, kids, dogs, all of that. I'm trying to see how he does with treats in this new environment, and right now he's really responsive, although when I get on the ground, look at this. He's taller than I am. Hey, Bree, do you think this will be big enough for him?
I hope so.
I was just using turkey. I still have it in my hand. I brought out the tug toy and he immediately went into tug of war. Like, oh, I love this. Love that tug of war. So you probably know how I feel about tug of war. I love it. I think it's a great currency.
When I take him to the park, he generally does not like to play with any toys.
I hear that a lot too, and that's so normal because there's nothing that will cause a dog to act more uncharacteristically than a new exciting environment. The way around that is to spend tons of time in new environments. So about, twice a week, spend 1 or 2 hours first thing in the morning at the park. That should really desensitize him and get him used to it, because he's only a year old, right?
Yeah.
So at that age, they're still growing up and taking in the world and all of that. When they're amped up, they're just like, I can't pay attention to anything, man. I gotta get this energy out. But then once you get their energy out, they're like, okay, cool, what do you want me to do? I've been playing tug with him here, not just because it's fun, but because I'm trying to get him to like me. You know what I mean? There's no way to accelerate a dog's acceptance of a person than to get that person playing with them. The next best thing is getting him to play in the presence of that person who's coming up. And the more you play tug with him, the more you play fetch with him, the more addicted he's going to become to it, and it intensifies over time. You've probably already seen that to a degree. Would you say he's good on a basic leave it?
He was a little while ago, but I mean, he may be out of practice.
So I've got real turkey here, so leave it alone. Hey, nice, good. Sit, please. Good job. Up here, look at me. Nice work, very good. Now come on over here. Let's go. We're gonna behave, all right? Good job, So if he was barking at a stranger over there, it's over here. Look at me, please. Yes, good. Have you specifically worked on this exercise with him? So this is a killer important exercise, especially for the issue you're dealing with. If you can't get his eyes, you don't have him. So you have to work on being able to get his eyes in a variety of contexts. Stay, how's his stay? Stay while you walk away or not?
Probably not.
Yeah, and see, you really do need to work on all of that, all that obedience training, because wouldn't it be great to be able to say, stay there, I'm gonna go shake hands with this person over here, for example. You can see that we're getting along, everything's cool, It gives you more tools to manage him when he is around somebody. And you need to set up artificial situations that are on the threshold of that area. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
He tends to get nervous around people and won't look at you because he's like, I don't know about that. You have to seek out situations where you can easily manipulate the distance between you and other people, individuals in your case, not crowds. Right. So, someplace like Lafayette Park or whatever, where people are going by and You know, if you say, look at me, and they're 10 feet away and he's saying no, you know to get 10 feet farther back. Now look at me, please, you know?
Right.
And so the instinct for people is to wait until something happens to then address it. But you actually have to go out and create those instances where you have more control. Understand the muzzle is a management solution, not a training solution.
Right.
Voluntarily putting his face in a muzzle. You know what I mean? He's doing that on his own. I'm not forcing him to do anything. That's force-free dog training right there. The idea then is to do that, let go. You know what I mean? So this at least will give you the peace of mind in the event that, you know, if you are confronted with someone in public where he's way over threshold and you didn't see it coming, that you know you have a safety net in place. And nibble on it so he can get used to having it on his face, because it's a little off-putting to have something on your face like that. You're so good. Look at that. Nice work. And then when you finally do get to the point where you can strap it on, you know, and he's cool, sit there and rapid fire tiny pieces of turkey at him to let him know, look, wow, look what happens when you keep this thing on, you know? You want it to be as normal as putting on his collar, where he's like, okay. Practicing in public in a variety of contexts is the only way to get a dog to generalize how to behave everywhere. And that's why it takes months. That was a fun, interesting appointment with Luke. He is such a good dog. Click thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Are you guys following us on Instagram and Facebook yet? If not, I'll have the links below. We're super active. You'll love it. And if you've got a new dog or you're new to training, get a copy of my book too. All those links will be in the description below. All right, see you guys next time.